Oh, yeah. Y'all know what it is. It's the final installment of our Superman trilogy. From the Superman the movie, Superman 2, even Superman 3 with Richard Pryor. Hell, Quest for Peace, Superman Returns, and now the greatest Superman movie with the greatest Superman Henry Cavill of all time review is here for you. Welcome to Umpire Reviews, the Wolfpack. We'll be right back, y'all.
What if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended? What if a child aspired to something greater?
You're the answer, son. You're the answer to are we alone in the universe?
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
You believe your son is safe?
I will find him!
My father believed if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. In my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S. How about
Excuse me.
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
Woo! Welcome back, everybody, to the Wolfpack Man of Steel movie review for the very first time for Freckle Sensei. I am Mike Knox. That's Freckle Sensei, as I just said, and down there below is the Mark Vic. What's going on this morning, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good. I'm excited. I'm excited to review this. I'm excited.
Whoa. But we know we got people waiting to hear you're highly anticipated of watching this movie for the very first time. Before I let you go first, and I will let you go first today, with intimate destruction upon Krypton. Everybody knows about this man's story, right? His home explodes. His father, played by Russell Crowe. This man had two dads, my two dads, Russell Crowe and Kevin Costner. Sends his son to Earth. We know the story from there. Let's just talk about it. Zod invades the Earth. He has to make a decision, and this is the entire movie in a nutshell. Freckles Sensei. You know what? I'm actually going to switch this seat while you talk first for once. Your thoughts of Man of Steel.
This feels good. This feels normal. This was the greatest Superman movie of all time.
Message.
And here's why. First of all, out the gate, they already gave you the synopsis. This man came in, wreck shop, he's like, nah, F that. All y'all gotta go. Bam, 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 bam. He tries to get away. And on top of that, first of all, the dad fighting was beautiful. The whole entire intro and setup was just beautiful. The cinematography, the action, the casting, the vocal ranges, and everything about it was great. Now, I do get that some people may say that because this came out in 2013, that I'm saying these things because there's new technology. No, because even the script, the acting, certain things that could have been transcribed from 1978 to now could have been already had that. But no, you had other people trying to carry a movie, and they went with the formula of, why don't we just get heavy hitters all in one freaking movie? You had Lawrence Fishburne, Kevin Costner, Russell Crowe, And I will say it right here. Henry Cavill is my Superman. Just like what T.O. said, but that's my quarterback. Henry Cavill is my Superman. Because this dude went crazy. Now, I know I said stuff about him in BVS, but that's because I didn't see Man of Steel. So I just blame whoever wrote BVS and cut out the Snyder Cut edition to, first of all.
No, BVS is Snyder. Snyder didn't lose anything until Justice.
No, I'm saying the Snyder edition. So like, you got the Snyder Cut, and then there's like that theatrical cut.
No, the whole entire BVS is him. He doesn't leave. Zack Snyder doesn't leave the franchise until till Justice League.
Whoever released that theatrical, released that theatrical, same way whoever released that doggone Justice League of Abomination theatrical versus the Snyder Cut, I'm gonna find you.
I will find you.
And I'm gonna slap you. But anyway, that's my biggest take of it. That this is the greatest Superman movie of all time.
Well, shout out to Amy Adams, who you did not mention. Okay,
yes.
Who plays Wonder Woman. I'm sorry, Lois Lane. I said Wonder Woman. Got my mind somewhere else right now. And I'm gonna go last because I adore this film. So I will give you my intake momentarily. DeMarc Vick, your takes on this movie.
It's got Obama all over it.
I was waiting for that. Got Obama. Please explain to us your political intake on yet another film, please.
Well, this movie is a complete change of the guard, a passing of the torch, a change of how they tell the story, because the story is really more about Kal-El than Clark Kent. And, he basically becomes Clark Kent at the end of the movie. There's no hidden identity. There's no hiding from Lois. There's none of that. I mean, at the end of the movie, she says, "Welcome to the planet." This whole thing is a massive change of what Superman was known to be. Clearly there's certain aspects of it that, by the end of the movie, he's Superman, but like Lois never gave him that name. The S never stood for hope, which was Obama's main thing. And, just the marketing behind it is all based on evolution and how things have changed from the past. It's a very, very, very different direction from how they told the story of Superman, with his father and his mother involved, and then bringing the story back, because usually you hear the story of his mother and his father later in the story, like that kind of thing where it would be by Superman 3 or 4, you know what I mean? But they set it up in the whole movie, everything. And then by the time the movie finished, it was just basically him setting his terms with the government and trying to figure out what to do something normal and going to the Daily Planet. You know what I mean? Like, you saw very little Clark Kent in this movie, only in Smallville when his father died and all of that. Like they packed like 4 movies into one. And that's why I say like this thing was a massive changing of the guard here. And I think they knocked it out of the park, because like, mind you, Superman Returns, like I said, had George Bush all over it. But, from then, almost 10 years had passed. The CGI is about the same, but the story is not different. Like, can't really talk about CGI because, in Superman Returns, the CGI was crazy. But here, the story was crazy. And mind you, everything that comes after this, like, of the Batman movies and all the other stuff, like it all fits in well. So like, this is a very, very different change from all the cheese that we got in the last century. You know what I mean? Like, this is definitely modern super.
Well, we went from 1978 into the mid 80s into the early 2000s to now. Of course, there's going to be a change. The world has changed. Good perspective. I will let you keep your perspective of that. I see some of your similarities in there. But let me tell you what the movie was trying to represent and why I showed you so many movies in one, because the world had changed. At this point, when Man of Steel is coming out, Marvel is the apex predator of movies. Everything's compared to what the Marvel Cinematic Universe can do. And DC felt they had to deliver what fans don't want to see, and what's all but the entire this inside this movie. It gave you his backstory. Just equate this to, I know people don't like the Batman, right? Some people do, some people don't. But the story of the Batman was it was year one.
Exactly.
It's year one of Superman. You just compared Superman Returns, which we reviewed last week. And I said in that review, I love how he made everything seem so effortlessly when he did things. He didn't struggle at all to do anything in that movie. Well, in this movie, he has to struggle because he's just now really getting the full potential of his power. And this movie shows you that. This movie shows you, it gives you Superman 1, right? Showing you where he comes from, his time on Earth, with flashbacks as being a kid. Because you know why? Because the fans, people don't want to hear a whole nother origin story of Superman when we all know the origin story of Superman. So what do? What does Zack Snyder does? He interweaves it into the film periodically throughout the film. It shows you, which we all know from what's canon now. I think that's the correct word. Correct me if I'm wrong, Freckles, right?
It's canon.
Die before you get your true thing. This morning, I'm really watching it over again. And maybe just take in mind that I saw the movie for the very first time at my very first Hollywood premiere, sitting right next to Kevin Smith.
Oh, wow.
In my mind, nothing was better than this movie at that time. But of course, the world saw it differently, as you know, it wasn't the most popular movie at the time. Okay, still grossing, tremendous amounts of money. But hey, and we've argued here on this program, on this show, I give it top 10 comic book movie of all time. Now, where do you put it in that top 10? I don't know, because if you fail, you got to put Adventures 1, 2, 3, and 4. For me, I keep the Adventures as in one big, large movie. They're number one. And then from there, you go count. So if I do that, it's like a top 5 comic book movie for me.
Yeah, then I'll agree with that, because it will be easier. If it's just, you just categorize
Avengers just covers 4 movies of that top 10, right? And then you got to go with, whatever you do is your story. But for me, it's a top 10 movie of all time. Top 5 if you lump Avengers all in one category.
I think honestly, this movie just aged better than all the others, because think about it. When this movie came out,
when you say all the others, you mean all the other Superman movies?
Yeah, because
it's not as old as those other movies as well.
No, but look, you notice how this movie has no Superman song.
It does. It doesn't have the original Donner song. Is all it doesn't have.
I mean, no, but you don't have. What I'm saying is just that, like, you don't. Even in Superman Returns, we heard it constantly.
Yeah, they were trying to mimic exactly Superman, Christopher Reeves. That's that whole premise was a ripoff. Well, not a ripoff, but biting the idea. Same.
My point is that at the time that this movie came out, that's what people were still conditioned to when it comes to Superman. People don't do that anymore. Like, they're not conditioned to that song when it comes to everybody that saw those Superman movies in the 90s. That song was you know what I mean? It's kind of like taking
only one came out in the 90s, just to be fair.
No, but my point is just that, like, it's like taking the music away from Michael Myers. It's not going to be as
gotcha.
Or I get that.
Yeah, no, exactly. 100%. No, I get it. That's what I think made the movie shine. Vic.
No, so my point is just that over time, I think that people gave this movie more of a chance, and now it's got better.
And that's where I will completely disagree with you, because this movie is widely not liked by fans. Fans did not like this movie. It's like they just didn't. Whatever it was,
you know what?
Whether it was his chin, whether it was his chin, and I say this, and people who have questions about the new Superman legacy that's coming up. No one knew who Henry Cavill was. Like, we don't know who this guy is. I say give him a chance, because, and I'm watching again this morning, and I'm saying to my wife. My wife says she likes how every single time I watch this movie, I get so excited about it, because it's that damn good. And every step of the movie, like, and for those who don't know, I always go, I don't know the guy, but I'm a big fan of John Campia's show. John Campia has this thing he made called The Reasons Why You Love Superman. Because at first my wife thought it was just okay, and I had her watch that. She goes, "Oh, it all makes sense." I'm like, I didn't need that video to make sense. It just, he elegantly put it so good in words that the whole thing with the father, when that man father dies, when Kevin Costner dad dies, every single time, guys, it tear jerks me, because the whole story was he didn't want his son to know, the world to know who he was. He could have easily had Clark go get the dog and save them. Clark could have easily went and saved them. No, he died so that so when I actually finally found out in this movie, why does he love Lois Lane so much? Because he trusted her. Yeah. She had compassion for his story, and he fell in love with her. Even what you said there, Vic, in the movie when he goes, when she says, welcome to the planet, right? Play on words. She's talking about the Daily Planet, but she's also talking about welcome to the world.
She knows who she's talking to.
She knows who she's talking to, right?
Yeah. No, but that's one of the biggest changes in the whole story of Superman. I mean, that could also be why some people don't like it. You know what I mean? Because they're just accustomed to how things work. Mm-hmm. But
that's fans being fans.
Yeah, no, that's why I say this. That's why I say this movie has Obama all over, because like the people that don't like it is basically that's basically the Tea Party. You know what I'm saying? What happened when Obama showed up? Tea Party show.
I just need to see things in your perspective. Like I get what you be saying, but just how you can compare every movie to whatever president's in office.
Because
it's something there. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Because there's always a budget at the Pentagon for messaging, and this has hope all over it. Look, they turned the S into hope. Like Obama's all over this movie, and then look at how much change there is, and how much change Obama brought. Like, look, we're not taking cabs, we're taking Ubers now. Thanks, Obama. Feel me? Like you pushed the code. Like this movie represents so much change that has happened since the last century. More than anything, in my opinion.
The saddest thing, though, is a budget of $225 million. Okay, looking at a budget of $225 million, we're only made $291 in America.
Yeah,
but worldwide, gross $670 million. Again, I don't know how people understand how movies are, and I don't understand why studios feel this way. But they really only count their domestic winnings, which I think is kind of I don't get that. Maybe Vic, you can explain that. Like, why did the domestic dollar matter more than the total dollar amount? Because in America, again, it was considered damn near a failure.
It's America being America.
You know, and I've never quite understood that. And somebody said to us, remember we had talked along when we do Superman Returns, the budget is that 225, that's advertisement, that's what they pay for the movie, that's all encompassing. I did find that out when they say that.
Now, what about long term? Because this movie still gets streamed, it still gets it sold a lot of DVDs
stuff I don't
for a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the long term effects of this?
What I've learned in my years is, so you know how, like, let's use Happy Days, for instance, right? A TV show that came out in the 80s about the 50s, right? Henry Winkler, Ron Howard, those guys are still getting paid for that because that's called residuals. TV actors get paid differently than movie stars do.
Yeah.
Right. So like once Denzel Washington gets $20 million for Gladiator 2, he doesn't see no residuals from that unless they make action figures with his face upon it. But the movie getting replayed on whatever platform it's going to be on, however DVD sales, they get none of that money. Right. So that's where, you know what I mean? That budget's that budget. When we look at a budget for, I think right now they're saying, and it's like, I don't know how to get these numbers, but like, let's go to Avengers. Avengers budget was like close to 300 million, something like around those lines, right? That counted how many actors they had to pay.
Yeah.
That's in that movie on top of the special effects. But getting back into this film from the flight pattern, him learning how to fly for the first time, the part that people didn't like, and I want to talk about that after this commercial break, and that's the destruction of Metropolis and how fans took that the wrong way as well.
Message.
We'll be right back here, y'all.
Not once, not twice, that's right.
You know what he did? He put another record on. You need dumb people in horror movies.
Like you need to find yourself, please go down.
For the series, though, please go out there and go vote so we can make sure we don't watch movies like these.
Maybe
we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about it.
Are about to die.
Like good cop, you know what I mean? And the whole time, the demon shadows are just watching them fight, not doing anything. That was Dr. Evil. And I sat there and I said, what the hell is going on? Who made me watch this movie? When I find out, I'm gonna give some judo shots of my own. I don't like wasting my time.
The moment I sat down, I thought I was looking into a mirror.
Only their mother can tell them apart. Twins, the new comedy from Ivan Reitman.
Thank you.
Oh man, okay. So we got
You were class of 94?
Okay, yes.
I was class of 2000.
Okay, we don't have to share that
No,
information.
I was a 90s kid.
And get the jukebox.
You play a significant part of it. Okay, let's go.
Well, if you'd have did your part of it, do that part, it might have been in the notes.
I just missed that one thing. It's okay, babe.
It's in the cliff notes. It's in the cliff notes. Of course, in the 90s, it's going to be rival crews. That's what's going on. It's New York. It's inner city. If you're not from the ghetto, ain't never been to the ghetto, then don't ever come to the ghetto because you wouldn't understand the ghetto. Faithful ass creatures. We ain't going to call them bitches. We're going to call them ungrateful creatures.
It's just, I hate to say it, it's just a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I did feminize it. Because he act like, you acting like a bitch, Ronnie. See? Because Lulu punk ass. Listen, so let's go right there. Let's go. So Lulu.
I didn't do that, though.
You did. I saw you. You did the DX shot.
I said bring it.
Oh, well.
I did that.
Okay.
You
I
can
will.
do that too.
Okay.
You can do
All
that.
right. This network is full of talent, full of shows, full of reviews, whether it's the Trail of Destiny. Listen, if y'all ain't watching Daredevil, oh my God, they killed my man Antonio Vega. Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that episode yet.
If you have not watched Incredibles, you got to check out the Trail of Destiny. We got the Foundation coming back on Tuesdays. I think it's this week coming. You got the Challenge review show. You got the Husband and Wife review show. We are back in full effect, but right now we are talking Man of Steel. And one of the biggest complaints, Vic, from fans was, which annoyed me, oh my God, they're just destroying Metropolis. Oh my God, they're just destroying everything. What is wrong with them? All these people they killed. And I'm sitting here watching, like, have you guys never seen a Superman cartoon? Like, what do you think Superman's supposed to do when he's fighting somebody? He's fighting another. And it made me think for the first time today, right? BVS, right? The whole thing is that Batman, which is Batfleck, is my favorite Batman, by the way. He blames Superman for what happened in Metropolis. It wasn't his fault. If you wouldn't have been such a terrible vigilante and you work with the government the way Superman did, you'd have known he was helping us. But no, fans complained about the action, complained about even the death scene, which to this day, again, watching it this morning, what choice did he have? This man said, I will never stop killing him. Remember, Flora said, for every one you save, we will kill 1 million more.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw the pain and destruction in Kal-El's face, Superman's face, when he has to snap the neck because Zod is gone crazy. Your final thoughts on this movie, Freckles, your thumbs up, thumbs down, worst part, best parts, give it all to me. Even though you're an Atlanta Hawks fan, it's okay. We're not going to hold it against you.
You know, ice trade the game, you know. But definitely a thumbs up. And to those that complain about this, because I'm a war veteran, for those that be complaining about, oh my God, other people getting killed, it's war. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But it's a whole alien that's coming down, destroying everybody else. So what? Yes, there's going to be casualties. Do we want casualties? Absolutely not. But that's what gives the realistic view of these movies is the casualties, just like how, and I know this came out.
Speak about Age of Ultron.
I was about to say that because I know this came in 2013, but then you fast forward and we got Age of Ultron and Sokovia just got demolished. But the sacrifice of a few, and he even said, and Zod even said it. He was like, "How many people are going to die versus how many people are going to be saved? Some people going to die, but the ultimate mission and goal is to save the world." But that's my take on that. But people think that they're Superman and they can just save everything. Nope, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. It's not realistic.
he said it. Krypton's had its chance.
Exactly.
Right. And real fast before he goes, I want to get this point out there because we've done this before. We had it on another network, so we had to do it over myself and the consultant reviewed it. And this didn't come out in there. One of the parts I never understood or I paid attention to. Let me just say that. First time I saw this movie again, I'm in Hollywood. I didn't watch it all really, right?
Right.
Was the ship being there. The ship had been there for over 100,000 years because they were searching. Zod said they had been searching for years to bring life to other planets. And Zod's whole thing was that he was artificially inseminated or artificial intelligently made. They were making to control population. And Clark's Kal-El, Superman, was the first natural birth in Krypton's world. Again, I love the beginning of Krypton. You said at the beginning of the movie as well, Freckle Sensei, because of what it did show. Other Superman movies doesn't give you Krypton, doesn't give you any kind of world. They give you a whole immersive world of what Krypton actually was. And I thought that was so beautiful and so telling. All right, mine's already a thumbs up. I believe Vic's might be too, but did you vote for Obama or you didn't vote for Obama? That's none of our business. What's your last take on this, Vic? Best and worst also.
I mean, look, think about Obama, right? And think about when Obama came.
That's President Obama.
Came up. See now, look at what. Look at why you're saying that. Look at why you're saying that. You know why you're saying that? Because President Obama represents you. And
I guess why I don't like Trump. I still call him President Trump.
That's one thing. That's one of the things that Obama was very good at doing. He made everybody feel like they were being seen as a collective. And Kal-El in this movie basically has all of Krypton in his blood. You know, and it was. I mean, I remember how I felt when Obama got elected. I felt like the world had changed because prior to that, people like Eddie Murphy 20 years later earlier were like, oh, they'll never elect a black president and make him Jesse Jackson and making fun of, you know what I mean?
I mean, it was Jesse Jackson, though.
No, but my point is just that it was just a fever dream.
Yeah.
Until he came around. You know what I mean? And that's my whole thing about why it has him all over it. Like this thing has just a ton of hope. From putting all of Krypton inside of Kal-El in order to ship him to another land in order to figure out what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing. Clearly I give it a thumbs up because like have you compared the movies in the last century compared to this? Like, come on.
Listen, one of our commercials, I didn't play our commercial because we're on air. I actually have you talking about the special effects in that movie. I don't know if you saw it. I posted it in the board page. You got to watch the Wolfpack commercial. I got you in there talking about this very movie, about the special effects and how they've changed. Clearly for me, it's also a thumbs up. To me, again, not being said, one of the best parts of this movie is when they do go to Smallville and they have this fight scene, and she says that a worthy death, or somehow she puts it as it's his own reward, and that guy, the sergeant, or he's not the general because that's actually the little hit note. Y'all do know the general is Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great too. They don't display that in the first movie, but it does come to light in the other movies. But I just thought that whole entire scene was reminiscent of, you said earlier, they definitely took glimpses of Superman 2 in this movie, which is why that scene existed. Because even though that happened in Houston in Superman 2, where they had that fight scene, this happened here. Or when they went and took over Houston and they had the police and that kind of stuff there when Zod and them came to Earth. But hands down to me, this is the best Superman movie of all time. Hands down to me, Henry Cavill is the best Superman of all time, taking nothing away from Christopher Reeves. To me, I compare Christopher Reeves to like Tobey Maguire. He was great for what it was. And then once we evolved and movies got better, you can't slight him for that. Like, people still love, help me with the name right now, Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton's Batman, and I can't fault him for that, right? But to me, Batfleck became what Batman really was. You know what I mean?
Look, Mayor West is Mayor West.
Yeah,
because people love the original Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and that's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So without further ado, guys, we do have something here. I told you we're back here on Unpopular Review Entertainment. We have something for everybody. As I already told you, the Trio of Destiny is here. I think they're here Wednesdays. They're here Thursdays. They're doing double duties right now with Daredevil and Invincible. You got movie reviews like you have right now, and movies that are coming out for this summer. We'll be on top of it as well. You got the Millie Blaze Husband and Wife review show every Thursday at 7 o'clock. The Foundation is back on Tuesdays. The Challenging Times, if you're MTV Challenge fans, here also on Wednesdays, and us here right now also on Wednesdays is the challenge. On Thursdays, you have the Wolfpack movie review as well. Something here for everybody. If you want to see something, you want to talk about it. We've been trying to do Godfather of Harlem for I don't know how long, and a new season about to come out next week. Make sure you tune in. Comment below. Let us know your thoughts of what you want to see. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to all of our channels here on the Unpopular Review network, Unpopular Review channels as well, including the Patreon and the link. Please help support the network, help support the channel, help us get better backdrops than what we have, because, hey, I'm still a production major. I did these things on my own. They can be better. So help us get better. Okay, guys. Man of Steel, 3 thumbs up, because that's what we do here on the Wolfpack. And our honorary, all 4 members are here. He's just backstage. But don't forget, guys, this was brought to you by...
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
And we are out of here, y'all. We see y'all next time. Because coming up next, we got Blade is next, y'all.
Yes.
See y'all then. Peace.